He was young, tattooed, and he showed up in court with a smile that made people uneasy. He went viral on social platforms. He made a call to his father and said something chilling.
Was it that bad, son?
It was that bad, Dad. I mean, I ran over her with a fucking car 100 times, you know?
That confession, captured on jail audio, set a chain of events that would end with a guilty verdict and a jury recommending the death penalty. But what he did next will leave you speechless. This is the story of Wade Stephen Wilson, one of Florida's most notorious convicts. Wade Stephen Wilson was born in 1994 and grew up in Florida. Those who looked back at his early years painted a picture of a troubled youth, run-ins with the law, substance problems, and a series of escalating offenses that would carry him into adulthood. Over time, his life accumulated a patchwork of arrests and releases, each one a prelude to something darker. But what made the case explode across social platforms was the stark, public image that accompanied his later court appearances. A heavily tattooed man, sometimes appearing unfazed, sometimes smirking. Clips of those moments were clipped and shared on TikTok and elsewhere. On October 6th to 7th, 2019, two women, strangers to each other, lives were taken in Cape Coral, Florida. The prosecution later said that the attacks happened within hours of each other. The first victim was 35-year-old Christine Melton. She was found in her Cape Coral home, asleep after a night out at a bar. Investigators say she was strangled, tied, and then left behind when the suspect took her car. Just hours later, 43-year-old Diane Ruiz was walking along a roadway when she was lured into that very car. Once inside, according to the testimony, she was attacked again, this time beaten and strangled. Then the suspect returned to the vehicle and drove over her repeatedly. Strangulation was the cause of death in both cases, the final terrifying link between them. It was brutal, it was calculated, and it left no doubt in the minds of the detectives what had unfolded. As investigators closed in, Wade Wilson made a phone call that would change everything. It wasn't to a friend or an attorney. It was to his father, Stephen Testaseca. On that call, made before his arrest, Wilson began to describe what had happened in disturbing detail.
Was it that bad, son?
It was that bad, Dad. I mean, I ran over her with a fucking car 100 times, you know?
Did you stab that first girl?
Did I stab her? No.
You
No.
choked her?
Yeah, just choked her, yeah. That's it.
Okay. So the blood you had all over you was from the second girl?
It might have been, yeah. Either that or it was my own blood, because I had climbed a couple fences and stuff like that, and I had got blood. I had cut myself.
At one point, Wilson spoke in a chilling tone, describing one of the women in a way that revealed both cruelty and detachment. The words were so unsettling that his father immediately ended the call and contacted law enforcement. That decision, a father turning in his own son, became one of the most defining moments in the case. After Wade Wilson's arrest, his father, Stephen Testaseca, went to visit him at the Lee County Jail. The meeting was tense, a painful confrontation between a father and son. Stephen tried to understand why. Why his son, who had once been charming, athletic, and full of potential, had gone down such a dark path. Wade, however, showed little emotion. At moments, he appeared to smirk, even joke, behavior that would later disturb many who watched the footage.
What I don't understand, and I don't, whatever. Was that just random as fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it was.
Yeah.
It's, you lost your goddamn mind.
Yeah. Yeah, it was random.
Okay?
Yeah.
You lost your mind, son. What I'm saying to you is this. Everybody in the state, not
Yeah.
this county, everybody in the state thinks you're a monster.
Yeah, no.
Okay?
I know.
So, yes, you did some monstrous shit.
Yeah.
But you know what? You can show them that when you fucking got your shit back together up here,
Yeah.
you had remorse and you fixed it, son.
All right.
Okay? So,
All right.
goddamn it, I love you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna leave your side. I'm
All right.
not gonna fucking throw you to the wolves.
All right, man. Not gonna leave me, Dad, in here.
Fuck no, I'm not gonna leave you. Why would I
All right.
fucking leave you?
Well, I don't know, man. You know when I've called you before, you know I.
Yeah, because you call me in the middle of the day when I'm working. Call me
All right.
after 6.
All
Okay?
right. All right.
You know?
All right.
But listen,
I will.
no, I'm not gonna leave you.
All right, man. That's the biggest thing I worry about that because that happened last time. That's what I worry. How long do you think you're going to get me in prison for this? Right?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to be real with you, for sure. Right. And the other thing that's going to hurt you is the brutality of it.
Yeah, it's sick.
Is it that bad with the first one, too?
No, the second one's terrible, though.
I know.
Yeah.
Is it true what you told me?
Yeah. Oh, the second one's horrible.
I know, dog.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I mean, yeah. It's not good.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I know.
Later in court, Stephen took the stand and recounted both the phone call and the jail visit. His testimony was raw and emotional. He told jurors how his son had described the acts in detail, how he had no choice but to tell the truth, no matter how much it broke him inside.
Did Wade Wilson get in touch with you through phone call that day?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was it that he told you when he called?
He just told me, he did something. There was 2 people gone that would not be back. He said, I'm a killer. I just told him to call me back. I just thought it was another story.
When he talked about these 2 people who are no longer with us and that he was a killer, did he show any type of remorse?
No, ma'am.
So let's start with the first girl. If you could tell the jurors, what did he tell you?
He just said he met a girl at a bar. They went back to her house, hung out for a little bit, and then she fell asleep.
What did he say happened after she fell asleep?
He said he got on top of her and choked her.
What name did he call her? Did he refer to her in a derogatory term?
He said, I choked that bitch.
Okay. And what did he say he did after he choked her?
He said he stayed in the house for a little while, and then he rolled her up and was going to try to put her in her trunk, but he couldn't lift her.
Did he say why he was unable to put her in her trunk?
He said that he felt like rigor mortis had started to set in.
And does rigor mortis make your body stiff? You didn't know?
I think so. Yeah.
So he just told you that that was the reason that he couldn't lift her and get her into her trunk?
Yes, ma'am.
And when he said her trunk, it was the trunk of her car he was going to put her in?
Yes, ma'am.
So what did he tell you he did when he couldn't get her body into her own trunk?
He left her there and took her car.
What did he say about the second girl?
He said he saw her walking down the street and stopped and asked her for directions. And she got in the car with him.
What did he say happened once she got in the car with him?
He said he reached over and choked her.
And did he tell you that he choked her while he was driving?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what did he say happened after he choked her?
He said he was looking for a place to put her body.
Did he find a place where he eventually dumped her body?
Yes, ma'am.
What did he tell you about the situation when he got to the place where he was going to dump her body?
He said that he pulled her out of the car and realized that she was still breathing.
So what did he tell you he did when he realized she's still breathing?
He said he got back in the car and ran her over until she looked like spaghetti.
The courtroom fell silent as Stephen's voice cracked. It wasn't just the story of a criminal case. It was the story of a father watching his own son self-destruct. That moment became one of the emotional turning points in the trial, a testimony that reminded everyone in the room that this case wasn't only about evidence and verdicts, but about the human cost of irreversible decisions. Despite the jail call and his admission, Wilson would raise different defenses in court. His legal team argued that a history of substance abuse, prior head injuries, and diagnosable mental health issues affected his impulse control and behavior. Neurological experts would later testify about possible brain trauma. While the defense painted a picture of a vulnerable man whose worst impulses had been fueled by drugs and a damaged brain. As the trial continues, Wade Wilson would walk into the courtroom with a demeanor that caught everyone's attention. He didn't look nervous or remorseful. Instead, he often appeared relaxed, even amused, occasionally flashing a smile, whispering to his attorneys, or glancing at the cameras with a look that some described as smug. But what truly sealed the case was his father's testimony, the moment when Stephen Testaseca took the stand and told the court what his son had confessed during that phone call and their jail visit. Throughout the trial, his behavior became a point of public fascination. Suddenly, social media lit up. Women across TikTok and other platforms began sending messages, declaring they could save him or be the one to change him. They were captivated by his looks, the charming smile, the athletic build, the confidence he exuded. Others commented how his lack of remorse seemed to contrast sharply with the devastating pain expressed by the victims' families, who sat just a few feet away. When closing arguments ended and the jury retired to deliberate, the courtroom was silent, heavy with anticipation. Hours later, when the jurors returned, every eye was on Wade Wilson. The foreperson stood and read the verdict, guilty on all counts.
We, the jury, finds as follow as to the defendant in this case. Count 1, first-degree murder, Christine Melton. The defendant is guilty of first-degree murder. First-degree murder, Diane Ruiz. The defendant is guilty of first-degree murder.
Wilson sat motionless for a moment, then turned his head slightly, looking toward the gallery, and smirked. There was no visible reaction of shock or grief, but it wasn't over. The same jury now had to decide his punishment. During the sentencing phase, prosecutors argued for the ultimate penalty, pointing to the brutality of the crimes and Wilson's complete disregard for life. His defense urged mercy, portraying him as a troubled young man, spiraling out of control. Finally, the decision came down. The judge announced the sentence: death.
The totality of the circumstances warrants that the defendant, Wade Stephen Wilson, be sentenced to death for each count of first-degree murder. Accordingly, it is ordered in the judge that the defendant, Wade Stephen Wilson, be sentenced as follows. Count 1, first-degree murder of Christine Melton. The defendant is hereby sentenced to death.
For the first time in the entire trial, Wade's expression changed. The smirk faded. He looked down, blinked slowly, and for a moment, just a moment, appeared to grasp the reality of what was happening. As deputies moved to escort him out, his expression was blank and almost detached. Some believed he was still in denial. Others thought it was the first sign that he finally understood the weight of his actions. After the sentence was handed down, Wade Wilson was transferred to death row, a place where time moves slowly and silence feels endless. In the months that followed, he continued to make headlines. In interviews and letters, he insisted he was innocent, claiming that his confession had been misunderstood and that others were responsible. For the families of the victims, justice had finally been served, but no verdict could undo the pain. No sentence could bring back the lives that were lost. What stood out most to many observers wasn't just the brutality of the crimes, but Wilson's attitude throughout the process, his laughter, his calmness, his moments of defiance. Some saw it as arrogance, others saw it as the face of someone completely detached from reality. And yet, behind every shocking trial, there are questions that never truly fade. Was Wade Wilson a heartless individual who knew exactly what he was doing? Do you believe he deserved the death penalty, or should he have been given life to face what he's done every single day behind bars? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and watch this other true crime courtroom story on your screen. I'll see you there.